5 to 10 years ago, the first 10 commenters would trip over themselves, scrambling to make such a valuable, intelligent contribution as first. Now when you put up a video, the first 10 commenters are thoughtbots with AI-generated booty and cleavage and pretty faces, fawning over how good the video is, probably trying to rope some horny, lonely dudes into some sort of scam. Progress. Welcome to the cyber dystopia, where everything you could desire is right at your fingertips, except authenticity. There's still plenty of authentic content creators, and that's a dirty word because that's a corporatized version of YouTuber. Back in my day when the U still meant something, you know, whereas now, content. It's a dirty word to me because of all the baggage that comes with it, like content mills. I'm sure most people can get behind the notion of quality over quantity, but oftentimes quantity wins with sheer numbers, literally. A lot of stuff that's out there now is just less authentic than it used to be. Hbomberguy put it quite well when talking about the Cinemassacre plagiarism.
These aren't videos anymore, they're products.
The other enemy of authenticity is cringe culture. Of course, there have always been plenty of judgmental people. When I was in school, it was quite common to mock people's personal quirks or different interests or something that the mainstream, whatever that is, didn't approve of. And everybody did it. And even the popular kids weren't immune from that. But I feel like it's gotten even worse. It's become even more systemic. Whether it be art or some other form of heartfelt self-expression, there would always be someone rushing to post cringe in response. Not that it matters much in and of itself, but I suppose it kind of accumulates. An individual drooling idiot posting that, whatever, but if it keeps happening over and over and over again, it can dampen people's spirits and drag them down and make them less willing to express themselves or experiment with new ideas or anything like that, and more likely to just kind of try to blend in, you know, which is sad. And whereas everyone is so terminally online, and I mean not just the people who criticize others or mock them or whatever, but everyone. Like, I'm glad that I grew up offline, but now so many people are just like every little stupid thing they did as a kid or as a teenager, and we're all like that. I mean, we're growing up, our brains are still developing. We're all going to be quote-unquote cringe and do some things that we later look at like, oh no, I don't do that. Even though, you know, you really shouldn't. It's just part of life. Everyone does that. We all develop. But now it haunts them. Like every little thing, like every little awkward picture or every weird thing you said or whatever, it's just on the internet forever. And like parents put their kids on the internet. Maybe it's the old man in me who just goes, I don't understand what's going on now, but it seems weird to me. I don't think it should be like that. Just let people be, especially younger people. Just let them experiment, let them do weird things, let them embarrass themselves or whatever, but don't keep going after them and dig for every little piece of evidence of the cringe from 15 years ago or whatever, that is still being held against them as if in a court, like a court of public opinion or whatever, I guess. It's also silly, you know? Anyway, what sparked this train of thought, or what reminded me of these kinds of frustrations, I suppose, was recently I looked at e-bikes because every now and then mine gives me some new problem to deal with because it's not the most reliable thing in the world, as it turns out. And then sometimes I just window shop. You know, I don't want to spend the money on a new one, but just to see what's out there. Window shopping, I said. And looking for reviews to see what's out there, and there's a lot out there. Like there's 150 brands of Chinese-made bikes, and when you look for information, reviews are actually kind of hard to find now, in the sense that you have to keep scrolling, you have to keep digging, because what pops up first is quite often very obvious promoted content, or even just videos by the company itself, harping on about how amazing their product is, because of course they want your hard-earned money. And then there are so many reviews or unboxings and first impression, as I would call it, where it's like, okay, so they keep talking about everything that's good about it, and that's a wrap, pretty much. Like you're wondering, okay, there's got to be something. Sometimes they add a little tokenistic cons, like, oh, well, you know, just the headlight could be brighter. That's about it. So there are a lot of product reviews that I simply don't trust because I suspect they're bought. But it gets even worse. Like a lot of the stuff is simply an AI-generated voice rattling off points about how great it is to a slideshow of pictures. So on the one hand, you have content creators and influencers selling their soul to shill a product. And on the other hand, you have algorithms doing the same that never had a soul to begin with. It used to be that on the internet, you often have to wonder whether you're talking to an actual adult. Now you have to wonder if you're talking to an actual human being. People with main character syndrome may call others NPCs. But the thing is, there are literally NPCs on the internet. Plenty of them. And you never know. You can't tell anymore. They have become so advanced at faking dialogue that you just wouldn't know anymore. In fact, sometimes they are more eloquent than real people. In fact, quite often they are. So you don't even know what you're dealing with anymore. So that's all in addition to the usual fakeness that's in the form of ads everywhere. Advertisements, non-stop. Except now there's a lot of content, again, that is an ad and you don't even really realize it. So it's tiring, don't you think? It's not just me, I know it's not just me. And then, of course, you have, again, the content angle that haunts so many people, myself included, where we're being led by the algorithm in the form of the dangling carrot. Well, actually, no, the views are the dangling carrot. The algorithm is the coachman, I guess. And so now there's always this worry about, oh, should I be doing this? Like you might want to put out a certain video and you might think, hey, people probably enjoy this too. You know, I enjoy this, I'm interested in this, I'm passionate about this. There are other people who are as well, and hopefully those people will find this. Well, probably not. And then it's great to experiment and try something new, but now the way it is, more often than not, you're being punished for experimenting. It stifles creativity. And this is something I've always found hilarious. Whenever you're experimenting with something new, trying out a different idea, and then you see comments saying, he's run out of ideas. Excuse me? Like literally something new, a new idea is no ideas. I'm confused, man. Certain things are being incentivized and everything becomes more samey, like thumbnails. When you look at video thumbnails now, there's certain predominant style that just so many people adopt because that's what works. It's so bland, you know, just surrounded by fakeness. And I don't really know what to do about it because, well, I'm not in charge of the stuff. All I can do is rant into the void, which I'm doing right now, which solves nothing, but it's authentic. I feel like I'm undermining my point. If I want to argue in favor of authenticity, then this is what's authentic. I feel like sometimes the lower quality is better if it's more real. You know, all this polished stuff, if it feels fake, what's the point? I used to do more personal stuff, videos where I talk about all kinds of topics and just show you things that I'm interested in outside of the railroad that is whatever, historical, arms and armor, fantasy, overthinking, all the other stuff that I do. But then over time, I guess the algorithm kind of whipped it out of me. But now that the other stuff doesn't work so well anymore, I'm kind of thinking, fuck it. And I might as well just do more like this. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm just kind of in flux right now, thinking about a bunch of things. And yeah, thank you for listening to this. Let me know how you feel about it in the comments. Not for engagement bait. I'm genuinely curious what you think. Thanks for watching.